creative friends. This is Michael with ePapery. Today I'm coming to you with another haul. My husband and I went out a couple of days and found some things that we thought we could use. We've decided that since we can't afford to go anywhere else, garage sales, estate sales, and thrift shops are our new thing. So you might be seeing more of these as we go. So before I start the thrift haul, though, I want to show you another journal that my husband made, or journal cover. So this is the last one that he made. Now this one has a closure on it. Push this leather piece out this way, and then it opens up. Now when you want to tighten it back up, you just pull this leather thing here and it tightens it up. This is hand tooled leather and hand stitched. And then we have the spine, and this is a piece of upholstery fabric that he's put on there. Inside, he's got the elastic bands for adding your signatures. There is a leather pocket here and a leather pocket here. Oops, I think I'm shaking you. So that is the newest one that he's made. I will have that on Etsy soon. We can start.
I apologize, but apparently I lost my audio at this point, so I am doing a voiceover. Excuse the shaking of the table there. So this is a folio of songbirds, drawings of songbirds that I got at the estate sale, and I think they're very, very pretty. You could probably frame them. I think that they are about 8.5 by 11, and hang them on your wall if you'd like to. Or you could do a background and make them into pages in your journal if you'd like to do that. Now they came in this really nicely colored folio, and I think that you could probably use the folio also as an item that you utilize in your journal. Now here are items, linen or doilies, that I received at this estate sale. The first one is a very cute blue gradiated doily, and I think it's very pretty. It's very small, fits just in the palm of your hand. Next, we're looking at some more doilies here. So the next one is a variegated green doily. Now you could use this on the front of a cover. You could use it inside your signature. You could cut it apart and use different pieces of it to make clusters or whatever you'd like to do. The next one is also a variegated green. I think this one is a little bit bigger. So this might be like a dresser scarf or a table runner or something of that nature. But it's also very, very pretty. And it could be used in the same manner. You could use it on the top of a journal. You know, you could cut it apart. You could use it actually as pages. So many different ways you could utilize the doily. The next piece is, I think this might also be some type of a table runner, but it's a cutout piece. And yeah, it's a short runner, maybe a dresser scarf. I'm not sure. But very gorgeous with all the cutouts that are in it. Certainly could be used in the same manner. Again, on a cover or cut pieces off, however you'd want to deal with it. Really pretty. The edge is really pretty on it. So next, we have some handkerchiefs, which I don't think that they were vintage, but they are very pretty. The coloring is very vibrant, and it does have a beautiful lace edging on it. So I think those are very pretty too. There was a green one, and then there is this blue one. Again, these could be used as pockets on the front of a journal, inside your signature, or cut pieces for pockets or whatever you'd like to do with them. They're very vibrant and very pretty. All right, let's see what we have next up here. Oh, this I believe is like a napkin, or I'm not sure. I think it seems kind of fancy for a napkin, but that's what it appears to be to me. And it has a very beautiful edging on it. Really, really nice looking edging. So you could just use the edging and use the napkin for something else, or you could also use it on the cover. The same with this one. I'm not sure exactly what this was either. It could have been a handkerchief. I'm not sure. But look at the beautiful crocheting on here. It's gorgeous. And a really pretty blue, and it has a very nice edging on it. So again, you could cut that off, or you could utilize the entire thing in your journal or on the cover of a journal. Gorgeous. Really pretty. Next is something I saw in there that was kind of cute, but I really don't know what it is, and I still haven't figured it out. So if any of you out there have any idea what this is and what it's used for, please let me know, because I'm a little stumped. At first, I looked at it and I thought, well, because it has that loop on the top of it, I thought, well, maybe it's some type of a thing to hold your dish towels, but there's nothing inside to hold the dish towel. So I'm not quite sure how that would be used. But it's really cute, and they had several of them. I just picked up one, mostly because I wanted to look at it to see if I could maybe make a pattern and make a few with a loop inside for like a dish towel holder. Okay, this, I am not sure what this is either, but it's gorgeous. Really pretty crochet work on here. And the edging is gorgeous also. And so again, you can see how this could be utilized. You could use it as a cover for a journal. You could cut it in pieces if you wanted to. The thing about this is that this edging is gorgeous, but the thing about this is that it is like a tube. And so I'm not, at first I thought, well, maybe it's a pillowcase, but it's actually way too long to be a pillowcase. So if any of you have any idea what it might have been used for, let me know. It's probably about, I'm thinking it's about 6 feet long. Yeah, really, really gorgeous. Yeah, here's where I'm showing that it's an actual tube. And I suppose you could cut it up and make it into pillowcases if you wanted to, because the other end of it also has that same design on it. And like I said, it's about 6 feet in length. Next, we have another cutout piece of work. I think this is either a tablecloth or some type of a dresser scarf. I believe it's a tablecloth. I love cut work. I think it is so pretty. In fact, I might just use this as a tablecloth. I don't know when I'd ever use it. Maybe Christmas, I don't know. But it's really, really gorgeous. But again, you could use that in so many ways in a journal. It could be used as a page, on the cover, in clusters. It's just absolutely beautiful. So beautiful, I don't know if I can cut it up. So, like I said, if it's a tablecloth, I might just keep it. Okay, this next, there is a set of 4. I believe these are napkins. I'm not really sure, but I believe that's what they are. They're quite large, but they have this kind of almost like a little tassel around the edge. So I thought, boy, I think if you coffee dye or tea dyed these, they would be very pretty. Again, to use the edging separately, or, make it part of a journal cover, or make it part of a cluster. Just very, very neat. I thought I'd never really seen anything with a tassel-y thing like that on it. Such a small one. So I thought that was very interesting. And again, there were 4 of these. Okay. I should mention that I paid $8 for all of this. Okay, so now we're back to another piece, crocheted piece, and I believe that this one is a table runner or a dresser scarf. I'm not sure which, but oh my goodness, isn't that beautiful? I just love it. It's very pretty. And that would make, again, a beautiful journal cover. You could probably get, 3 or 4 journal covers out of that one piece. Again, though, it's in such good condition, I hate to cut it up for any reason. I just think it's so pretty the way it is. Oh, I see it does have a little stain on it. So I don't know, maybe, but it's just really gorgeous. I don't know if I'd want to try and make that. Okay, the last item from the estate sale is this, I believe it's a tablecloth, and it's actually fairly large. I think it probably is like 6 feet or more. And it's more kind of a retro pattern, I think, which isn't necessarily my cup of tea, but I thought it was very pretty, and it definitely looks vintage to me. So there's, again, if you wanted to continue to use it as a tablecloth, you could do that. You could make covers out of it. My goodness, you could make probably a dozen covers out of it. You could cut out those floral pieces in there and use them in your journal. You could take the border part off and use that as a pocket or as a ruffle or anything of that nature, or in a cluster. Just so many different options, and there's so much there. There's so much fabric there that I don't know that you'd run out of it for a while. But yeah, I thought that was very pretty. The colors are maybe a little bright for me, but I think they are beautiful. As you can see, it's quite long. So yeah, very, very pretty. Yes, this lady was asking $25 for this entire box of items that included a lot of things that I was not interested in. But I had offered her $20 for the entire box because I figured I'd just, get rid of it for her. But she wouldn't do that. So then I picked out the pieces I wanted and asked her how much they were, and she said $8. So I think I got the better end of that deal. Anyway, so that is the end of I believe the end of the estate items that I had. Next, we went to St. Vinny's. We have a really nice St. Vinny's here in Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, and they usually have quite a bit of fabric. So I bought a couple of pieces of fabric, and I don't remember now how much this was or how many yards there were. Usually they have, quite a few yards, and it's not usually very expensive. So this may have been, like, it looks like it's $1.99 or $2.99 for that entire roll of fabric. I thought it was very pretty. Could be used again as a cover or utilized in pockets and ruffles and all kinds of things. And this next one I got because I love the colors in it, and I think that it would make beautiful journal covers. Now, I can't read the price on that, but it wasn't very much. It's looking like, under $2. And there is enough there, I am sure, to make several journal covers if that's what you wanted to use it for, which is what I would like to use it for because I think it's so pretty. Those blue pieces of linen with a crochet on that I had gotten at the estate sale would be gorgeous with this particular fabric. And it's a heavier fabric, more like an upholstery fabric instead of a cotton. So it definitely would be sturdy. Oh my goodness, yeah, there's plenty there to make several journal covers. Isn't that gorgeous? Really pretty. Love the flowers, love the colors. Oh yeah, there's plenty there. Wow. If I only had more time in a day. I am planning on making some covers again soon. I love making them, but don't seem to have enough time for everything. This one also lends itself to doing the slow stitching on it like I did on a couple of other panels that I had, and then make them into covers so that they would become more 3D. So we'll see what I end up doing with it. Okay, next we have some baby blanket trim or binding. Now, I use this to make flowers, fabric flowers out of. And I think you've probably seen some of the flowers that I make. They're more three-dimensional, but I have some pick like this that I've used, and it works very nicely for that. So that's what I plan on doing with that. Now it's kind of a minty green, so, I mean, you could also use it for the leaves of the flowers also. But yeah, and there is a ton of it in there. Well, there's enough in there that would go around a baby blanket, so that's a fair amount. And because it is a binding, it's kind of ironed in half, so you have an opening there. If you open it up, if you wanted to iron it, you could make a bigger flower or whatever out of it. Very nice to work with. Really pretty. You could also, make a pocket or something out of it. All kinds of ideas. Just need to use your imagination. Next, we are looking at a book that my husband actually found. And at first he didn't pick it up, and then he thought better of it, and he went back and he got it and he brought it to me and he said, "Would you be interested in this?" And I looked at it and went, "Yeah." It's, I think if I remember right, it was, the copyright on it is 1947, so it's nothing, that I could scan or anything, but it is vintage. And I thought that the illustrations and the colors in it were really cute. So, and I think it was like, I don't know, again, like $1.50 or something. And it is meant to be a lesson book for music, I believe, because there's messages in there for the teacher and how to use them. So I think that's what they really were. But very, very pretty illustrations in it. And this is another thing. I don't know that I'd cut this up. I don't know. Never know with me, but it's just so interesting the way it is. But yeah, I think pretty sure this was from 1947. A few years before I was born. So yeah, it's vintage, and so am I. Really, really cute illustrations. Very cute illustrations. Kids are having fun on all the playground equipment. I don't remember what the song was, and I don't think it was anything that I recalled. So that was the book my husband found for me. Thank you. Okay, next I have this lace, and this is quite wide and about 6 feet in length at least. So it could be used, on a spine. It could be used on a cover. It could be used cut apart to decorate the edge or of a page, or just little pieces of the top part of it used in a cluster, or as a background under something else. I think it's kind of thin, but you might be able to look at making it into a pocket. I'm not sure. But it's very, very pretty. And I thought, well, and again, I think this was 99 cents for this entire amount. So, yeah, really cute. Okay, next up. Now, I had never seen this before, and I wasn't sure what it was, but I thought maybe it was some type of transfer paper, and it was, I don't know, $1 something. So I thought, well, let's get it and we'll see what it is and see if it can be used. And I was pleasantly surprised when I took it out of the package and found out what it really was. And again, I still don't know exactly. Transgraphic is what it's called, what it's really used for. I'm just not sure at all what it's used for. But I know what I would use it for. There's directions on how to use it, which of course I did not read. But it's a type of like acetate, and then it has various sizes of grids and numbers and stuff on it. So I thought, well, that could be used in a window or as a pocket or whatever. Just, I thought it would be in a specimen card. I just thought it was so neat. It's not overly heavy, but it is sturdy enough. So I thought that was really cute. I can't wait to make something from it, but I don't know when I'm going to get around to that. But there were various different sizes there. So, and some of them had more numbers on them. If I remember right, there's like 6 or 7 pieces of it. It's not like there's a lot of it, but it's enough to make a few things. Yeah, I think, I can't remember if that one might not have, oh yeah, it does. It has a larger grid on it. So, and then you have some that's smaller and has more numbers on it. So I thought that was neat, and I'm looking forward to seeing what I can do with that. You could also, I imagine, emboss it and use it that way too. When you go to a thrift store and look at something with different eyes, when you're a journal maker, you look at all this stuff and most people would look at it and go, what am I going to do with that? We kind of look at it and go, how could I use that in a journal? And I think that's a unique thing. Yeah, I think there was, I don't know, 7 or 8 panels in here, but very neat. And you could probably color it with like alcohol inks or I don't know if you could water down acrylic paint. It probably wouldn't stay on there. And this is a magazine that my husband found. Apparently it's published here in Wisconsin. They had a ton of them. It's called Birds and Blooms. And I think this is still published to this day. My husband was looking at it because he has been looking for flowers and birds and butterflies that are very, very detailed, so that he could look at them and possibly try making a pattern so that he could tool that same item in leather. So that's kind of why he was looking at these magazines. Me, of course, I was looking at them for a different reason. But of course, at this point, I haven't gotten any of them because he's too busy going through them and looking at them. And of course, he's reading them also. And there are some unique things in there. But look at that page. That would be such a pretty pocket or journaling card or, whatever. Of course, there's advertisements in there too, but Oh, and one other thing that I did get out of these is there were like advertisement envelopes in there, but they had a big flap on them. So when you see my next video that I do with decorating one of the journals that I made, you'll be able to see how I used that advertisement envelope and what I made from that. Look at those, aren't they pretty? My goodness, they're so pretty. So yeah, he's been, ooh, look at the bees. Love it. He's been looking for, the photography in these magazines is excellent. And so there's a lot of detail there that he needs in order to be able to figure out which tool to use to make it look, somewhat as real as possible. Oh, that's pretty. Make an envelope out of that. That would be so pretty. So many different things. Yeah, he sat here for 2 days looking through these because I think he got, oh my goodness, I bet he got like 40 of them. They were like 39 cents a piece or something like that. And very different types of pictures in there also. So he spent days looking through these magazines and putting paper clips on which ones he thought he wanted to try to tool in leather. So very, very interesting and very pretty, vibrant colors on these. And there, like I said, there's birds and butterflies and flowers. Oh, goodness, look at that one. Beautiful coloring. Owl. Really, really enjoy looking through these. And he has too. He's just, every once in a while he'll stop and say, look at this butterfly. Have you ever seen one that looked like that? So he's really enjoyed them, which is good. Yeah, but even those 2 pages, you could make a nice pocket or an envelope out of those. Just very, very nice illustrations. Actually, they're not illustrations, they're photographs. And the photographs are sent into the magazine by individual people. So, very interesting magazine. Okay, so now we're on to some additional paper I got. This is Epson matte photo paper. And since I have an Epson printer, I thought, well, I'm going to try this and see how well this works for me. And there was quite a bit of it there, too, for the amount that I paid. Again, I don't think this was very much for this. Probably $2 or something like that. Then we found the scrapbook refills. And the reason I got this is because I like the color of them. I thought I could use it as backings on tags or whatever. Now, it does have the little screw there that's meant to go in your scrapbook, which I'll keep for something else just in case I run across something that it would fit and I might use it. Who knows? But yeah, I thought those were quite interesting. They're not real heavy, but you could fold it in half like that and you'd probably get at least a couple of pages out of there. And there's quite a few there. I think it was, 20 or 25 pages in there. So, yeah, I thought that would be neat, and I don't know, could figure out something else to do with that little top part there where the holes are. Well, folks, that's my video for today. Thank you for joining me. See you soon.